Hey Adam, just a heads up. I'm gonna be interviewing you on the grid walk, so probably like 3 minutes left to practice. All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Rebel Racing Network and the 204 Late Model Series. I am your commentator tonight, Austin Householder, and we are coming to you live from the virtual South Boston Speedway, a 4/10 of a mile oval located in South Boston, Virginia. Tonight, these drivers are going to be competing for 100 laps in the Kreative Kastle 100. So the rules for tonight's race is each driver is going to be given one set of tires, have 35% fuel in their cars, and one quick repair. So these drivers are going to need to complete at least one pit stop tonight. Some other rules that we have for this series: the winner from last week's race is going to have to start in the back. So our winner from last week, Adam Vinny, is going to be starting in P24 tonight. We've also got some bonus racing for you tonight. We have received a lot of applications to the league, and there are over 30 drivers registered for the race tonight. At such a small track like South Boston, we're going to have to do some heat races. So the rules for that tonight is, in qualifying, the top 20 are going to make the big show tonight and compete in our feature. After that, we're going to have after qualifying, we are going to have a 20-lap consolation race. Now, out of that consolation race, the top 4 of that race are going to go to the big show tonight. So, got some bonus racing for you tonight. All right, we're going to take it down trackside for our grid walk, and we're going to talk to last week's winner, Adam Vinny, and try and figure out how he's going to bounce back from having to roll off last tonight. Hey, Adam, it's Austin up here in the booth. You got me, buddy?
Yeah, I got you. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing tonight?
Practice not so well.
Yeah. Yes, we kind of expected that with such a short track and so many drivers on the track. Now, it's going to get a little bit less crowded out there later tonight. But tell me, you were last week's winner, which means you're going to have to start from the back of the pack tonight in the feature if you make the feature. How do you plan to overcome that tonight?
Just breathe, hit my marks, pray that the parking lot don't happen in front of me, or somebody doesn't want to feel on my rear end too much going into the corner. But just slow and steady. Like I said, hit my marks, conserve a little bit, and hope they burn up their stuff.
Yeah, tires are going to be a huge factor here tonight. We've seen you kind of struggle with your pit strategy in the Super Truck Series, at least in the beginning of that league. You know, it seemed like you figured out your pit strategy in the first race we had in the 204 late model league. Do you think you've got it figured out for tonight?
I hope so. Just starting deep in the field really puts a kink in it. As far as the super trucks, I had good pit strategy, just cautions at the wrong time. So hopefully that doesn't happen tonight, and we can come through the field and put on a good show, and hopefully get podium. That'll be a win if I can hit podium.
Yes, it would. We'll be looking for you to drive through the field tonight and maybe be talking to you later tonight. But I know practice is getting ready to finish up and we're getting ready to start qualifying. So I'll let you get back to it, man. Good luck tonight.
I appreciate it, buddy. Enjoy the show.
Yes, sir. All right. And once again, that was last week's winner, Adam Vinny, having to start from the back tonight. So some other ones that we want to watch tonight. We want to watch that 97 of Riley Duncan. Last week, he started in 24th and made his way up to 3rd, so it can be done. So maybe he's giving Adam some tips and, you know, how he did it, and we'll see them both on the podium, but we're definitely going to keep an eye on that 97. All right, the drivers are now taking the track for qualifying. As they take the track for qualifying, we're going to head down trackside for our opening ceremonies presented by Oorah Flyovers. At this time, please stand as you are able, remove your hats, place your hand over your heart, and veterans render a hand salute as the United States Marine Corps Band performs our national anthem. All right, the drivers are just now finishing up qualifying. We've had 25 drivers complete their qualifying run out of 31 in this field tonight. So right now it looks like some of the drivers sitting on the outside looking in are going to be Hugh Escobar in the 72 truck, Robert Eversole in the 011 truck, Daryl Holtzlander in the 12 truck, Ed Crozier in the 072 truck, Samuel Longworth in the 7 truck, and Michael Everett in the 18 truck. We still have 4 drivers left to qualify. Dakota Dennis has taken the track now. All right, and that was Dakota Dennis's qualifying run. He qualifies P24, so he is just at the cutoff if he can maintain that position through the heat race. Benjamin Gearhart is now on the track qualifying. We're going to see if he can work his way up. Benjamin has an I rating of 2,097, and he just set a lap to get the last position in the feature event, P20. And with that time of 15:02, he's going to climb to P13, and he has worked his way into the feature. And that is going to conclude our qualifying run. So this is going to be our consolation race. These drivers are going to have to work their way in, or race their way into the main event tonight. So starting P1, we're going to have that 96 of Brandon Williams. Position 2, we have Stephen Waller. Starting 3rd, Robert Evisel. 4th place to his outside is going to be that 72 of Hugh Escobar. In 5th place, we're going to have Daryl Holtzlander. In 6th place, Dakota Dennis. Samuel Longworth will be rolling off P7. Ed Crozier in 8th. Timothy McDonald in 9th. And Michael Everett's going to start 10th. All right, the pace car dives to the inside, and we are off racing. That 67 of Stephen Waller gets a good start, but Hugh Escobar is looking to make a run. He's now to the inside. Oh, we have trouble. That's going to collect a bunch of people. We have Michael Everett caught up in that. Samuel Longworth involved. Timothy McDonald involved. Let's go back, take a look, see what happened there. Looks like that 072 of Ed Crozier just moved up the racetrack a little bit too much and got caught up there. So trouble early on in the consolation race. As they stack up now, we have Stephen Waller in first, Brandon Williams in second, Hugh Escobar in third, Robert Eversole in fourth, Dakota Dennis sitting on the outside looking in fifth, Daryl Holtzlander in sixth, Timothy McDonald in seventh, Samuel Longworth in eighth, and then Ed Crozier in ninth. Michael Everett is in the pits. So it looks like we had some blinking issues with that 67 of Stephen Waller. We're going to see if that creates an issue later on here in the race. All right, so I am now showing Stephen Waller and Daryl Holtzlander in the pits as well. iRacing just implemented a new system where if your internet signal becomes unstable, you do get sent to the pits. I'm wondering if that's what happened to them tonight, but they are back in racing. We've got that 96 of Brandon Williams jumping out to an early lead. Hugh Escobar in second, Robert Eversole in third, and Dakota Dennis in fourth. And they've seemed to have found their way single file. Dakota Dennis there in fourth is just trying to drive his way into the main event, but that 38 of Timothy McDonald is going to try and get by him to make his way into the show tonight. And 7 of Samuel Longworth finds the outside wall there, and he drops back to 7th. A lot of damage on that race car. It looks like he scraped up both sides. This might not be his night. We're going to go back to the front of the pack, where they are still single file, but Robert Eversole is right on Hugh's tail. He's going to the outside. He gets the wall. It looked like he was going to be a little bit faster than Hugh coming off that turn, but just clipped the wall, slowed him back down. Now, if I'm these top 3 cars, I'm not going to push it because they are just trying to race their way into the feature event. The real battle here is between Dakota Dennis and Timothy McDonald for fourth. Timothy McDonald is desperately trying to find a way past Dakota as we come down to 8 to go. Timothy McDonald got a nose to the outside of Dakota. He is very good down those straightaways. He's coming out of that turn just a little bit higher and carrying a little bit more momentum into those straightaways. But here at South Boston, I want to be on the inside. Dakota's defending it very well. We come down to 5 to go. He jumped to the outside, or Timothy jumped to the outside there again, clipped the wall, but he's still right there with Dakota. Now 4 to go. You've got to wonder, just trying to make the main event, do you give Dakota a little tap in the back to get by him there? We're going to ride along with Timothy McDonald here and just see what he's looking at as they come down to 2 to go. He has been right on Dakota's tail this whole race, and white flag is out. We're going We're going to see if he can make the pass here. He jumps to the outside again. I don't think he's going to get him. Checkered flag is out. Oh, he tried to do a crossover move and get to the inside of Dakota, and he's going to fall just short tonight. So that means Brandon Williams, who finished first, he's going to the show. Hugh Escobar, second place. Robert Eversole in third. Dakota Dennis in fourth. Timothy McDonald in fifth. Ed Crozier in sixth. Samuel Longworth in seventh. And that is how they will finish up, so... Now we are getting ready to go to the main event. And we are going to pull up our official grid tonight. It looks like they had a little bit of a problem with the system on iRacing for this Conci race. I'm showing Michael Everett is leading the pack, and he should not have made the transfer, so they're going to have to figure that out. All right, so it looks like they're just going to let everyone race tonight. So that means Michael Everett we did invert the field from qualifying, so that means Michael Everett's going to roll off first. All right, it looks like they're still trying to get this figured out. We saw a couple cars pull down to the inside, it looks like, and they're going to be heading off track, which means Dakota Dennis is going to get to start in first place. Robert Eversole is second. I'm just going to let them try and sort this out before I try and figure out the grid here. I do want to point out last week's winner is starting from the back. Adam Vinny in that 11 car. All right, pace car's off. Green flag is out. They are off and racing as Dakota leads them to the start. You got a good start. There's already bumping going on between Hugh Escobar and Robert Eversole. Hugh Escobar helps Robert Eversole around, and caution will wave, and mayhem behind them. Looks like Robert Eversole was the start of that. JJ McRae involved, Nolan Perry involved, Byron Gay involved, Scotty Oliver, Dylan Potts, Scott Negus, Adam Vinny, Tyler Smith, Brandon Williams, Nolan Perry, Clint Walker involved. We're going to take you back and get a good look at that. Here, we just see Hugh give him a shot in the back, sends him around, and then collects a good bit of the field there. All right, they are doubling them back up, getting ready to go back green. Some early race mayhem here. I know that's got to sting. Some people probably already had to do their fast repair or use their fast repairs. Nolan Perry, Scotty Oliver went down pit road. Scott Negus went down pit road. So there's probably some fast repairs gone, and you know, just tough break for those guys in the back tonight. Yes, Jane, the lineup is struggling tonight, so we had a little, or there seemed to be a little bit of trouble with the consolation race to get into this feature event. Those drivers were allowed to transfer. They gridded up, and I'm not sure what happened, but we're going back racing. Dakota Dennis gets a great start, pulls way ahead of Hugh Escobar. As Hugh tries to close that gap. And trouble. Caution is out again. Yes, the tow truck is going to get a workout tonight. Looks like Byron Gay involved in that. We're going to go back and see what happened here. We're going to go to the blimp view, see what happened. Looks like little bit of net code there, possibly. The 111 car, or 011 car of Robert Eversole just came up. Tough break for those guys there. So, looks like Byron Gay was involved, Henry Hamby, Clint Walker, Mike Forstner, Stephen Gary, Tyler Smith, Adam Vinny, and Brock Bigelow were all involved in that incident. Yes, unfortunately, it has been a crash fest so far. A lot of new drivers that these guys have not raced against before. They've got to kind of figure out what everyone else is going to do and what to expect from everyone else. We're going to see if they can get this sorted out. And with such a small track like South Boston, you know, it makes it real tough to find racing room out there. I'll tell you who's really happy about these early crashes right now is that 19 right there of Dakota Dennis. He was the last one to make the show. But because we inverted the field, he gets to start in first, and he's been getting great restarts. And with the amount of crashes we've had, no one has gotten a chance to actually race him for that lead. So they're doubled up again. We're going to see if we can keep it green this time. Dakota gets a great restart there. Jumps out to a 0.4 of a second lead as they drive into the corner 2x2 behind them. Hugh Escobar now finds his way to the inside. And we have that 204 of Ryan Kamba, who's moved up 10 positions from where he started. He's going to try and pass these two on the outside. Oh, Hugh and Dakota go around. Ryan Kamba is going to take the lead as Hugh and Dakota go around. Looks like Hugh might have got into the back of Dakota Dennis there. And they stack up behind him. Take a look, see what happened there. Yeah, it looks like Hugh's just trying to race him hard. Dakota checked up for the corner. Hugh wasn't expecting it, and he just got in the back of Dakota. Tough break for Dakota Dennis. So that's going to bring out our third caution of the night on lap 17. So Ryan Kamba is now our race leader. Aaron Longworth in second. Marcus De La Garza in third. Hugh Escobar in fourth. Brandon Williams in fifth. Rob Donaldson in sixth. Riley Duncan in seventh. JJ McCray in eighth. Tyler Smith in ninth. And Mike Forrestner in 10th. That rounds out our top 10 as we get ready to go back racing. They are lined up 2x2 again. Let's try this again. Ryan Kamba takes the green flag, gets a great restart there. We now have that 99 of Marcus De La Garza moving up to second place as he gets ready to go to work on Ryan Kamba in that 204 car. There's still some two-wide racing going on back in the pack, but they have kept it clean so far. Knock on wood. It looks like we're going to get some green flag laps in now. And yellow flag is out. Yellow flag is out on lap 24. Looks like Dylan Potts involved in that. Scott Negus, Brock Bigelow, Henry Hamby. And they just all stack up behind him. We're going to go back, see what happened here. Yeah, it looks like just a little bit of contact for Dylan Potts. Gets him bent out of shape, and he just could not save it. All right, looks like they're going to have to come to a stop as that 27 car of Brock Bigelow is struggling to get restarted there. All right, Brock Bigelow gets that Beard Sconson car going again, and we're going to line them back up and get ready to go racing as these drivers figure out what they're going to do with their pit strategy. We have Clint Walker entered pit lane, Nolan Perry entered the pit, Scott Negus entered pit lane, and Dakota Dennis entered pit lane there. So a lot of these guys are just working on damage. It's still too early to even think about tires and fuel. All right, they're lining up, getting ready to go back green. Green flag is out. Ryan Combat, another great start. Marcus De La Garza close on his rear. So we go green with 30 to go. Marcus is getting to the inside of Ryan Comba there. Tried to get a nose to the inside. He falls back and says he's going to ride around in second for the time being. All right. Most of the field has figured it out and gotten single file. Hugh Escobar was dropping fast there. He restarted in fourth and is now back to 13th. He falls in line behind Adam Vinny. He just got caught on that high side. And Freight Train went by him on the inside. Beard Sconson, it is not a good night for a car owner. That is, oh. I was about to speak too soon. I was going to say Adam Vinny is making his way to the front. He was in 12th before getting caught up in that accident. Go back and see what happened there. Marcus De La Garza looks like he's the one who kicked it off. Let's see what happened. Looks like he just got hit in the back. Tough break for Marcus De La Garza. He ends up on his roof. That is a very tough break for him. All right, and we are going to be right back. All right, we are back. We were trying to work out an issue with our trading paints to show you these great paint schemes. I know we want to see that Beer Wisconsin car. All right, and the green flag is out. Ryan Comba jumps to another early lead. He now has some new friends up front with him. Aaron Longworth in that 42 car in second place. JJ McCrae in third place. And another caution. Dylan Potts, Hugh Escobar, Stephen Gary, Brandon Williams, and Adam Vinny involved in that again. Tough night for Adam Vinny. Let's go back and see what happened there. Looks like the 2 of Dylan Potts got tangled up there with the 72 of Hugh Escobar. And it being such a small track, everyone behind them just had nowhere to go. And that is our 6th caution of the night. All right, they are lining up double file again. Ryan Comba is going to take us to the green flag yet again. Aaron Longworth starting shotgun in second place. JJ McCrae in third. Riley Duncan in fourth. And Tyler Smith in fifth. Green flag is out. Ryan Comba jumps to another great restart as JJ McCrae gets to the inside of Aaron Longworth and is trying to take away second position. They are side by side coming to the line. As the rest of the pack gets single file. Aaron Longworth now dropping. He's stuck on that outside. That 97 of Riley Duncan, one we said we wanted to watch tonight, has made his way to the inside of Aaron Longworth. Riley Duncan, our biggest mover last week, and he had the best time in practice. He is going to be one to watch as he makes his way to the front. That 42 stuck on the outside. He just has nowhere to go. He's finally going to get in line behind the 92 of Steven Crouch. And we've got a challenger for the lead. JJ McCrae challenging for the lead. Caution comes out. And I think they're going to give it to JJ McCrae. Maybe not as he falls in line behind Ryan Comba. He was challenging for the lead there. Brandon Williams involved in that. Let's go back, take a look, see what happened. Looks like the 111 of Stephen Gary just got to the inside, and I don't know if that was a brake check or tempers are flaring here tonight. That is our 7th caution of the night. Ryan Comba did retain the lead. Stephen Crouch now in 2nd. Scotty Oliver in 3rd. Byron Gay in 4th. And Dakota Dennis are, I don't want to say pole sitter because we did invert the field, but he started 1st, and he has now made his way back up to 5th tonight. We had a lot of takers on pit road. Some using those tires, some just getting fuel, and probably a lot of quick repairs used. They are lining up 2 by 2. Lights on the pace car are out. We're getting ready to go back racing here. I stand corrected. It looks like they have extended the caution one more lap as they try and get the things figured out. All right, lights on the pace car are out yet again. We're getting ready to go back green this time by. Ryan Comba still in control here. All right, green flag is out. Ryan Comba gets a great jump, hops in front of that second place car of Stephen Crouch. And trouble. 8th caution of the night behind them. Dakota Dennis involved in that. Looks like he came down on Scott Negas, just got turned, sent up into the wall there. Tough break for Dakota Dennis. So we've had a lot of takers on pit road tonight. In fact, the only car that has not been down pit road this whole race is our race leader, that 204 of Ryan Comba. All right, they're going to go single file on this restart. Green flag is out. Ryan Combo with another great start. Steven Crouch in second. Scotty Oliver in third. Byron Gay in fourth. And Scott Negus in fifth. So they're trying to clean this up with a single file restart. It looks like we've got some battles going on back in the pack, but everyone's staying single file for the most part here. Steven Crouch is now making a move for the lead as he gets to the inside of Ryan Comba. The inside is where you want to be here at South Boston. We're going to see if he can get by. Ryan Comba is going to get a great run down the backstretch, but Steven Crouch battles back on the inside. Steven Crouch is going to clear that 204 of Ryan Comba. Now Scotty Oliver's to the inside of Ryan, trying to go by as well. Ryan on old tires, though. So Ryan is struggling. I think what we're seeing now is the faster guys have finally made their way to the front after the field inversion at the beginning of the race and making it through all the mayhem early on in the race. So Ryan Comba is just trying to hold on to third there as that 420 car of Byron Gay is looking for a way around Ryan. Scott Negus making a move on to the outside of Riley Duncan in that 97 car. Scott Negus in the 55. They're battling. Scott Negus, we've seen him win before here on the Rebel Racing Network. He is trying to make his way to the front. They are battling side by side, and Scott Negus is going to finally let that 97 of Riley Duncan back in front of him. He is living to fight another day. You do not want to use up these tires. They are staying single file. We have had our longest green flag run of the night now. I'll tell you who that is going to hurt the most is that 204 of Ryan Comba. I have not seen that he has been on pit road tonight, which means he has not taken fuel. He is going to have to pit it sometime during this race for fuel. So if we do not get another caution, he is going to be in some trouble here as we come down to 24 to go. Ryan Comba now finds himself caught on the outside again as he falls to Riley Duncan, and now Scott Negus looking to his inside, and the 78 of J.J. McRae looking to follow. They have definitely had a tough time keeping it clean tonight, Luke, but that single file restart has allowed them to clean this up, and I think we've got, a lot of cars now showing either out or a lap down. So those lap down cars probably not racing as hard as these guys on the lead lap. And we talked about Riley Duncan in the pre-race about being one to watch. He has now made his way up to third and is setting his sights on Scotty Oliver. I know Scotty Oliver wants to get a good finish in this race. In week one, he was our tough break of the race. He dropped from fourth. He started in fourth last week and finished in 19th. So he had a tough break last week. He is trying to bounce back this week. And he is now looking to race Steven Crouch for the lead. These two drivers, Steven Crouch and Scotty Oliver, are dominating this race now that it's stayed green. They are out to almost a second lead over Steven Crouch. Looks like he got in the inside wall there. Trouble for Steven Crouch as he brings it down pit road. Tough break for him. Scotty Oliver now takes over the lead, and he has got a 1 second lead over second place car of Riley Duncan. Riley Duncan was really fast in practice, though, and he is looking to close that gap as we come down to 14 to go. We've got some close racing back here in the pack with Scott, and he is looking to challenge Byron Gay for that third place position as he's going to the outside. Scott got a little bit loose there, but he is hanging tough on the outside. We've seen Scott try to make this pass on the outside before, and he eventually gave up, but I don't think he's going to give up here as he gets a nose out in front. He does clear that 420 car of Byron Gay. It is now sitting in third place. That 78 of J.J. McRae is now battling with the 25 of Tyler Smith for fifth position. J.J. McRae on the inside, which is, I still think this is where you want to be in this race, but it comes down to tires. With all the mayhem early on in the race, there are a lot of different pit strategies with tires. Some drivers took tires earlier in the race after some spins. So it is tough to say who's got the better tires here. We've had some green flag pit stops. It looks like Adam Finney is now up to 11th after starting 24th, but he is still a lap down. We always like to keep an eye on him. He is normally up here competing for the podium in everything he drives. And caution is out. Caution is out. Our ninth caution of the night comes out with 5 to go. Byron Gay involved in that crash. Let's go back and see what happened here. Oh, looks like Byron Gay just got a little bit slow coming off the corner and got hit in the rear and spun around. Tough break for him. I'll tell you who did not want to see that caution come out. It is Scotty Oliver, our race leader. He had a second gap over the second place car. Now Riley Duncan gets to close the gap as we get ready for a green-white checker. Riley Duncan, we said he was going to be one to watch early, at the beginning of the broadcast, and he now finds himself in second place for this restart. We've seen him be fast. The question is, can Scotty Oliver hold him off? We've also got Scott Negus sitting back there in third. He is fast. He is a former winner here on the Rebel Racing Network. Tyler Smith is restarting fourth. JJ McCrae restarting in fifth. And Rob Donaldson restarting in sixth. Our tough break of the night is going to be Ryan Comba, though. He led a good bit of this race, led almost the entire first half of this race. When it was a caution fest, did not pit for gas or tires, and he had to pit under green flag conditions because of that single file restart, and it staying green for as long as it did. All right, single file restart, and they are off again. Scotty Oliver gets a great restart there. He gets a almost a 4/10 of a second lead over that 97 of Riley Duncan. And the white flag is out. Scotty Oliver firmly in control of this race. He's got a 3/10 of a second lead over Riley Duncan. As he comes around, he's going to take our checkered flag. Scotty Oliver takes the win tonight. Riley Duncan in second. Scott Negus in third. Tyler Smith in fourth. And JJ McCrae in fifth. That is hell. They will come home. As they line up on the front stretch for pictures. All right, we are going to go ahead and interview the top two here. Our third place car is not in the Discord, and I stand corrected. It's going to be, we're going to interview first place and third place tonight. Our second place car is not in the Discord, available to be interviewed. So we're going to start tonight with Scott Negus. Hey, Scott, it's Austin up here in the booth. You got me, buddy?
I got you, buddy.
All right, congratulations on a third place finish tonight. And I got to say, I don't think we talked about you much at all tonight. Where did you come from?
I was way in the back. There was calamity around me everywhere, so I kept on trying to avoid it. I was going down pit road to avoid wrecks. A little bit of everything, buddy. I was trying to warn everybody because everybody was hoot pin racing. So yeah, it was a calamity, that's for sure.
It definitely was a calamity. They seemed to clean it up when they went with the single file restarts. So, excuse me. But yeah, they seemed to clean it up when they went with single file restarts. And we saw you trying to battle to the outside. How was that outside line tonight? It seemed like everyone else wanted to be on the inside.
Yeah, I found that everybody was, I hate to say it this way, but it looked like everybody was mirror driving. You get a run on someone and then they cut the nose off you. So I figured, what the heck, if we're going to do this, we might as well go to the outside and make a run for it. And I knew if I pinched him down enough, it was loose down there because I was down there enough myself. So it ended up working out all right, and ended up with third because of it.
Yeah, it's it's definitely seemed to work out in your favor tonight. We had a lot of tough breaks, a lot of guys that we normally see battling for the lead or the podium at the end of the race, were nowhere to be found tonight.
Yeah, they probably got caught up they probably got caught up in the calamity. Like I said, there was cars bouncing off of everywhere. It's tough to see here too because of the inside wall. You come out of the turn and you look down the straight stretch as you're entering, and you can't see the wrecks in front of you. And yeah, it was tough.
Yes, it definitely looked like it was tough, but congratulations on that third place finish. Um, we're going to let you go back on down to the track and celebrate that. Have a good night, man.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you. All right, and our second place car, Riley Duncan, has made his way to the Discord, so we are going to get to interview him. We're going to pull him up here. Hey, Riley, it's Austin up here in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, congratulations on a second place finish. We've been watching you all night. At the beginning of the broadcast, I said you were going to be one to watch tonight, especially after last week when you went from 24th to 3rd. You were the strongest in practice. How was it trying to drive to the front tonight?
It was definitely rough at first, man. The amount of cautions at first were really hard. I mean, they did a full invert, which they weren't supposed to do, but honestly, it was more fun for me anyway. But I mean, once we went to single file though, it was pretty good working my way up, honestly. But yeah, at first it was definitely rough.
It definitely looked rough from up here in the booth. After, y'all went single file, it definitely looked like it cleaned things up for y'all. But tell me, do you think if we would have stayed double file on that restart, do you think you could have gotten by Scotty Oliver?
I don't know. It really depends. Like, I'm gonna be honest. If I had the outside lane, I mean, I'm really good at running the outside here, so I think I definitely would have. But I would have to time it perfect, and that's so hard to do. So in reality, I'm happy with the P2. I think I could have possibly won if we got a caution a little bit earlier and had a little bit more time to work, but I'm happy.
Well, P2, it's nothing to shake your head at. You're still on the podium. You still get to come up here and talk to me at the end of the night. So congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Anyone you want to thank tonight before we send you back down to the track?
Yeah, Easy Clean, R&M Motorsports, Viper Graphics, and yeah, that's about it. Shout out to my teammates JJ and Scott. Scott finished right behind me again, which is awesome. He had a good race car, so yeah.
All right. Well, we appreciate it, man. Go celebrate the second place finish, and we will be looking for you next week as well.
Yeah, hopefully, well, I was in third last week. I'm in second this week, so hopefully next week I'll get it done.
All right. Let's see if we can make this a pattern and get up to first. Hey, congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
All right. And that was our second place finisher, Riley Duncan. Now we're going to talk to our race winner, Scotty Oliver. Scotty, it's Austin up here in the booth. You got me, buddy? Scotty, it's Austin up here in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got a copy. Can y'all got me?
We got you now. All right. Congratulations on winning the race tonight. So,
Yeah, thank you.
tell me, how mad were you when that last caution came out?
Oh man, like when it come out, I was like, oh man, because I feel like Riley. I mean, he was in second there, but I mean, I feel like we was about the same pace because I was watching the distance behind me, and then I seen the caution. I was like, man, this is gonna get interesting. And then, fortunately, they had made the call early on because we had all the wrecks and stuff to go a single file. Unfortunately, they decided to stick with it on that, so it played out in my favor.
Yes, that definitely did play out in your favor. Do you think if y'all would have had a double file restart, do you think Riley could have got by you, or do you think you would have held him off there?
I ran with Riley in other leagues, and he's quick. I definitely feel like it would have been a real good battle to the end because I mean I would have left him racetrack, and I feel like he would have done the same. So I really feel like it would have been a good shootout to the checkered.
Yes, I do think it would have been a good shootout as well. So after last week, you were our tough break of the race. You started in 4th and ended up coming home P19. How does it feel to get back here and get a first place finish the week after that?
Oh yeah, that definitely feels good. Actually, last week I started 4th, got in a wreck, and I pitted, and actually I forgot to put fuel in the car, so I had cycled back through, and I was in the lead with 25 to go, and me and Nolan were talking under a yellow, and I looked over and I was like, dude, I forgot to put fuel in the car, so that's why you see me just pull up to the top and let everybody pass there last week. So yeah, it was definitely a tough break.
Yeah, that is a tough break, and I bet that is a lesson you will not soon forget.
Oh yeah, for sure. And actually, what happened was I'd gotten a wreck and I was checking because I wanted to take right sides and all that, and I just forgot to check the fuel box. So yeah, definitely a tough way to learn it, but I definitely learned my lesson there.
All right, so anyone you want to thank tonight?
Yes, first and foremost, I need to thank my wife and my little girl, for allowing me to run tonight. And I need to thank Top Tier Custom Design and Apparel, Billy's a Badass Barbecue, and you guys for the broadcast, and Mr. Camba for giving us a place to race.
All right, well, we appreciate it. We're going to let you go celebrate you with your wife and your little girl, man. Congratulations, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. See y'all again next week.
All right, we'll see you next week. And that was our race winner, Scotty Oliver. He went from the outhouse to the penthouse this week. Tough break last week, and he's back in the winner's circle, and he's going to burn it down for us tonight. So we're going to go ahead and pull up our official results for the race. So we have Scotty Oliver coming home first, Riley Duncan in second, Scott Negus in third, Tyler Smith in fourth, JJ McCrae in fifth, Rob Donaldson in sixth, Aaron Longworth in seventh, Stephen Crouch in eighth, Adam Vinny coming home in ninth. 10th place was Brock Bigelow. 11th place, Benjamin Gearhart. 12th place, Dakota Dennis. Dylan Potts comes home 13th. 14th, Ryan Comba. Tough break for him tonight. 15th, Byron Gay. 16th, Mike Forrestner. 17th, Stephen Gary. 18th, Marcus De Lagarza. 19th, Henry Hamby. 20th, Nolan Perry. 21st, Brandon Williams. Clint Walker comes home 22nd. Robert Eversole comes home 23rd. And Hugh Escobar comes home 24th. And those are our official results tonight. We'd like to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. And we are going to be back live on Thursday night with the Midwest Super Truck Series, another short track series where they've taken the legacy NASCAR trucks, tuned them down to run short tracks, and so we get a show that is similar to what you're going to see on Saturday nights at your local track. We'll be back for that, and then next Tuesday, we're going to be right back here for the 204 Late Model League at Thompson Speedway. So once again, I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in, and we will see you guys on Thursday.